Hi guys, my name is Erin, and today we're going to talk about self-care for writers, because to me, self-care doesn't always look like bath bombs and face masks. Even though they're great, I love a sheet mask that makes you look like wet Jason, like a Jabberwocky, like something that you don't want to find in your parents' bedroom, and it's all like infused with serotonin and organic sun juices. That's great, but sometimes you need a more aggressive approach as a writer. You have to shut out all the people who don't believe in you and shut out your inner critic and be your own hype man. Because whether it's online or through friends of mine, or because I majored in creative writing in college, I've noticed that writers, we can be so ruthless with ourselves and never take breaks and then wonder why we're always burnt out. So here are a few basic self-care tips for writers, because let's not pretend that we're doing anything revolutionary with these. This is just what I do. The number one thing that you need to do is to nourish yourself with other people's content. I have a big problem with equating my self-worth to how productive I am. And I wrote a bit about it in Truth Weekend and then a lot more in the screenplay. But I have this issue where if I'm not like constantly grinding from the moment I wake up to the moment I fall asleep, I feel lazy and then guilty for being lazy. And that kind of awful mindset and that violent sense of productivity makes me feel burnt out. So right after I send a new draft of my manuscript to my editor, or I'm just taking a self-care day before I explode, I take the time to read all the books, all the fanfics. I'll watch like 4 movies in a day, because you know what? Good art, good writing will always inspire me. After I saw Bo Burnham's 8th Grade, I immediately went home and wrote for hours. I went through a spell at the beginning of last year where I just wasn't inspired by YouTube at all, until I saw a video that Nathan Zed did on success, and then that inspired me to write my Bianca Chase video, and that is my absolute favorite video that I uploaded last year. So don't feel bad if you want to take a load off and binge a TV show. You're a writer. It's research. Number 2 is to eat. Sometimes when the words are flowing out of me like milk, like a river, like Niagara itself, I forget to eat. To eat, hours will go by and I won't even notice it. And it's the same with using the bathroom, but after I'm all satisfied with all the writing I did, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling myself, I take my hot laptop off of my ovaries, I stand up and I feel a faint. I'm shaking, I'm lightheaded, I have to pee, and because I'm starving, I'll then reach for the nearest junk food and just gorge on that, which isn't gonna make me feel good in about 10 minutes, and then there's all the needless guilt. So set up standard meal times, meal prep. When is the last time you had some broccoli? Treat yourself to a salad, a scallop. Are scallops healthy? I don't know. Have I ever had a scallop? You know what? No scallops. Number 3 is journaling / organizing your writing goals. So sometimes when I'm feeling like I'm choking on life and I'm feeling really overwhelmed by what I want to do, I get really scatterbrained, which turns into me doing nothing because I feel so overwhelmed, and because I did nothing, I feel like a lazy sack of garbage. So what I started doing, I guess like over a year ago, is writing down all of my artistic ambitions and then breaking them down into like small, manageable goals with deadlines, and having a plan of action just puts me at ease and makes me feel like I'm succeeding when I tick off a project, and it just makes me feel like I'm progressing, which is a sore spot for me. Number 4 is to take time to do things that you like. This could be going out dancing or taking a yoga class. You could take one of those like painting while drunk classes, the painting with a twist classes. I love to draw. I'm not very good at it, but it makes me feel happy. Or even like painting my toenails or baking, exercising. I also like to do nerdy things like look up famous writers like writing routines and like trying to like gather their process like in my brain. There's this woman who every time she gets an idea, she writes it down on a note card and then throws it in a bucket, and whenever she feels lost, she just goes to the bucket and picks out an idea. So I think that's really cool, and I eat that shit up. So find your thing. And number 5 is to clean anything, something. I know that when I'm like balls deep in a project, I forget to do any kind of maintenance, but at the same time, I always get the best ideas when I'm not supposed to be writing, especially when I'm washing dishes, because, you know, it's so monotonous that I can just zone off. And even if I do have a podcast on or an interview of an actor or a writer that I like, my mind always ends up just wandering off and creating stories, creating character, generating dialogue. And I actually got the idea for this video while I was cleaning my bathroom. So take the time to declutter. Closing out Word documents of projects that I haven't worked on in months, or even clearing out my closet is so rejuvenating. All right, guys, that's all that I have for you today. I hope that this was helpful and that you'll, try out some of this stuff or kind of do a combo or a variation of it. If you want to check out my writing, links will always be in the description, and I will see all of you lovely people in my next video. Bye!